Robert Bork on Larry King Live tonight.
I'm Denise Dillon at the CNN Center in Atlanta. Showbiz Today is just ahead. First, here's a check of the hour's top stories. Fighting between Palestinian demonstrators and Israeli security forces moved onto holy ground Friday. Israeli police used rubber bullets and tear gas against Palestinian stone throwers on the grounds of a mosque in Jerusalem. The opening on Tuesday of a controversial archaeological tunnel near the mosque sparked the clashes. At least 41 Palestinians and 13 Israeli soldiers have been killed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told reporters today his nation wants peace and is ready to negotiate to get it. But he also accused Palestinian leaders of inciting violence and said that can't be an option. Palestinians want the mosque tunnel permanently closed, and that demand resonated today through the UN Security Council. But Israel's foreign minister said those who blame his nation alone for the bloodshed are distorting the facts. And that's a quick look at our top stories. Now, Showbiz Today.
Caught on tape, private moments of celebs they don't want you to see. The movie that critics are salivating over, Stanley Tucci's Hot Pasta Special. And music man James Cotton drops by for a rooftop jam session.
Everyone, I'm Jim Moray.
And I'm Lauren Sidney. Lots to do entertainment-wise this weekend, Jim, and we're going to look at all of our viewing options, including a great film called Big Night.
We also have legendary blues harmonica player James Cotton with us to play in our Up on the Roof segment. But first, today's Showbuzz.
Gina Davis wasn't left speechless at a Democratic Party fundraiser Thursday night. The Oscar-winning actress gave Hillary Rodham Clinton a rousing introduction at the event in Beverly Hills. Former MCA Chairman Lou Wasserman entered with the First Lady, and comic Byron Allen did his best to stir up the crowd. In nearby Century City, Chris Farley kicked around a political football with Republican vice presidential candidate and former pro quarterback Jack Kemp. They bumped into each other while staying at the same hotel. Former Live Aid founder Bob Geldof is reportedly suing his ex-wife, British TV star Paula Yates, for custody of their 3 kids. This after London police raided her home and allegedly discovered opium. Yates left Geldof to live with her current boyfriend, Michael Hutchins, the lead singer of the rock group In Excess. In an odd and ironic divorce proceeding, Geldof was awarded Hutchinson's house, which goes to show you that Tommy isn't the only rock and roll soap opera going on these days.
Oprah Winfrey has her heart set on a soulful project. She's in the early stages of developing a feature film to be called Soul Sisters, about 2 band members who reunite after a bitter split. She's planning to star in and produce the film, her first theatrical release in about 10 years. She's been occupied with TV movies and her talk shows since then.
Oprah Winfrey is one face that you may see on a public access show airing this weekend, a show that the networks would probably want you not to see. TV shows about bloopers and blunders and outtakes have been around for years, but one independent producer has put together a half-hour show filled with footage that was clearly not meant for broadcast. Jill Brooke has this report.
Even in the most public of arenas, people have private moments, whether it's on a baseball field, on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, or talking on their cellular phones. Yet satellite dishes enable anyone to become electronic eavesdroppers. Now one filmmaker has taken some private moments and plans on putting it on a public access show called Wild Feed TV. Included in his show was NBC anchor Tom Brokaw gossiping about a questionable source of CBS anchor Dan Rather.
The show, for me, exposes some of the illusions of television through the weekly cablecast of raw satellite feeds. You know, it's about seeing the business of television.
But NBC didn't look at it like that. They sent him a threatening letter claiming that the show violates the Communications Act, which prohibits the retransmission of a satellite signal without the permission of the sender. Rosenzweig disagrees. He believes that it's fair use, but has decided to remove the questionable footage from the next broadcast while he waits for legal counsel.
These feeds are available to 4 million people across North America. You know, they could be scrambling these feeds. They choose not to. When I was taping it, I had no clue that there was anything wrong with taping it or cutting it together are showing it.
NBC declined to comment. Experts say this is another example of how technology is outpacing the law.
Copyright law is in a very great state of flux now because of all the new forms of media, all the new forms of disseminating information. We can't be sure, so it's hard to have an absolute opinion on this right now.
But for Rosenzweig, he feels he's in a modern-day version of David versus Goliath.
You know, I'm just one man and I'm up against, you know, a staff legal team of NBC. It's absurd.
Perhaps. But many feel this is more than protecting the vanity of stars. They feel it is also about defining what is considered private in the electronic age. Jill Brooke, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
If variety is the spice of life, this weekend's television menu may just be a couch potato's delight. There's plenty of sizzle on the small screen for folks who simply flip over their TVs. Action, drama, and reinterpretations of classic literature are just a couple of the prime choices in Bill Tush's television roundup.
It was exciting. I mean, it was an adventure to me. I got turned on because I couldn't believe at that young age I could make hundreds just like that.
Real-life drama is explored in the gritty HBO Saturday night special entitled Hookers at the Point. Prostitutes, pimps, and denizens of the night come out of the shadows to share their tales of life on the unforgiving streets of Hunts Point.
The only word I can think of is devastation, because the night's over and you can't have it back.
I wouldn't have understood that without you, Leanne.
If action is more your speed, Sunday night on Fox, there's director John Woo's Once a Thief, a tale of betrayal, revenge, and murder set in the Hong Kong underworld. If a classic drama is the ticket, Sunday night NBC hopes to draw your attention with The Lottery, a modern adaptation of a classic short story by Shirley Jackson. MTV's rock-climbing sports personality Dan Cortez finds himself a stone's throw from the Twilight Zone as he plays an outsider in a small town hiding a dark secret.
Do you solemnly swear to conduct this lottery according to the rules laid down by our forefathers?
The characters in it are very, very unique. I don't think too many people watching it are going to watch each individual character and really relate with these people because they're very, I don't know if bizarre is the word, but just off.
I'm the head of the family now. And it stands to reason that a great company like Zenda should be run by someone who was instrumental in making it what it is today.
But wasn't it Rudy who designed the Zenda turbo operating system?
And finally, Showtime's Sunday night offering is a film for the whole family. The Prisoner of Zenda, Inc., the story of a 14-year-old computer whiz named Rudy, who inherits a large corporation, much to the chagrin of his scheming uncle, played by William Shatner.
It's a good family film, and, you know, I think kids like that kind of stuff.
Bill Tush, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
Coming up, a Showbiz Blue Plate special, a succulent movie with delectable stars, and up on our roof, jazzy James Cotton in performance just for us.
Some people believe the world is getting smaller. At United Manlines, we believe the world is still the same size. We just help to make it easier to get around. Let United show you how making a move to another country is a lot like making a move to another block. The same quality service that helped make us America's #1 mover has also made us one of the world's leading movers with over 1,000 agents worldwide. United Van Lines, quality moves around the world.
Announcing the Dollar Rent-A-Car 30th Anniversary $3 million Instant Win Game. It's driving people wild. Because now, when you rent from Dollar, you can win fabulous prizes. Like 30,000 frequent flyer miles. 30 round-trip airline tickets. 30 Florida or Hawaii vacations. And then there's that $3 million prize. $3 million! The 30th Anniversary Instant Win Game, only at Dollar. Call now for our special low anniversary rates.
The critics agree. 2 Days in the Valley outpulls Pulp Fiction.
I'm gonna have to pull the trigger.
Violent, sexy. The 2 best hours you can spend in a theater.
Time's up.
2 Days in the Valley. Rated R. Now playing.
Curtis Mathis changed the way you look at television. Now, we're changing the way you use it.
Glamorous Hollywood? Not to me. For me, it's long hours and strange locations. Can't get slowed down by irregularity. My doctor says exercise, eat right. But sometimes a meal is whatever you can grab between takes. My doctor suggested Metamucil, the only leading brand with 100% natural fiber, like the fiber in healthy foods. Keeps me regular, gently, so I can give my usual award-winning performance.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
Stanley Tucci has cooked up something special for movie fans this weekend. The character actor, best known for Murder One, is making his directing debut with Big Night, the story of two restaurateurs with a passion for pasta. Ron Tank sat down with the stars for a little dinner table conversation.
To eat good food is to be close to God.
Food is the subject of Big Night, a tale of two brothers who open a restaurant called Paradise.
There are no meatballs with the spaghetti?
No, sometimes spaghetti likes to be alone.
Big Night stars Tony Shalhoub as the elder brother Primo, the gourmet chef in this family operation. Stanley Tucci as Secondo, the younger and more business-oriented brother. Tucci also co-directed and co-wrote the story.
Food is huge in my family, huge. We're food obsessed. We talk about food while we're making it, and then we're eating it, and we're talking about it, and what we had once, and what we will have someday.
People should come just for the food.
The plot revolves around Secondo's plan to host a big dinner for singer Louis Prima to get publicity for the struggling restaurant.
Is he good? He's great. People should come just for the food.
If Shalhoub seems familiar, it's because of his role as an Italian cab driver in the TV series Wings.
The big challenge for me was to try and make it distinct from Antonio. I've worked very hard to make the accent different. And in the film, I actually speak Italian. About a third of my role is in Italian, subtitles.
In fact, Shalhoub is not Italian, nor was he an experienced chef until he did some quick studying in Los Angeles.
The chef brought me into Chianti Cucina to work a few nights side by side with his staff, which was kind of interesting because it's an open kitchen there where the patrons can actually see the people working. I was always worried that a friend or some producer was going to walk in and wonder what I was doing moonlighting, you know, behind this grill.
And action! Tucci, who was last seen on TV's Murder One, shared novice directing duties with Campbell Scott, the son of actors George Scott and Colleen Dewhurst. Scott also has a small role as a car salesman. Isabella Rossellini and Minnie Driver are the love interests, and Ian Holm, a rival restaurateur. But it is the brothers who command most of the screen time. If this admittedly small-budget film is a big hit, producers may be asking both actors for a second helping.
Let's eat.
Ron Tank, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
Now, don't go and get something to eat, because another movie you might want to catch this weekend is called Extreme Measures. It stars Hugh Grant, who teamed up with his girlfriend, Elizabeth Hurley, to make the film. Let's find out if it's worth seeing from our own team, our He Said, She Said movie critics.
Look, this is New York, you know. Gunshot wounds are not entirely unfamiliar territory to me. And my opinion was that they were both stable. I wanted 2 ORs, I didn't get them. I had to make a choice. On my right, I see a cop with his wife in the corridor and pictures of his kids in his wallet. And on my left, some guy who's taken out a gun on a city bus. I had 10 seconds to make a choice. I had to make it. I hope I made the right one. I hope I did the right thing. I think I did.
Peter, welcome to Bellevue Hospital. The staff here, don't look so surprised, that the staff here worked as a technical consultant to the movie we're discussing this week. A wonderful, I think, medical thriller called Extreme Measures, starring Hugh Grant, Gene Hackman, and Sarah Jessica Parker. I love this movie. I was so thrilled for once this fall to be in a movie where I was riveted to my seat the whole time. It's a story of a young, idealistic ER doctor who stumbles across an evil, secret experiment involving homeless people. I can't say anything more without giving away the plot, but suffice to say, it was a really, really entertaining, exciting, suspenseful movie. I couldn't be happier. I loved it.
I think she liked it.
I definitely liked it.
I don't quite, you know, let's look at this movie. It seems to me that Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley, they're doing this as their first movie in their production company.
Simeon Productions.
Simeon Productions.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't even want to know what the meaning of that is. But come on, Dana. You can have a thriller and you can have a medical thriller, but why show
Who are you
such
looking at? You're always looking over here. Okay.
disregard for logic as this movie?
What's so logical about it,
To me,
Peter?
this is totally a TV movie. It sets up a wonderful story about secret experiments going on that involve Gene Hackman, who I like in almost every movie.
He's great?
This one, no, I don't think so.
What's wrong with him? Peter, you didn't like it, though. I'm very frustrated. How can you not like it? It was great. Weren't you excited?
I'm trying to explain to you exactly why I don't like it, you know? Because to me, it never, ever carries through on what it sets up. Then they go to Grand Central Station, go underground, and start taking all these homeless people.
To visit the mole people, who actually really exist in real life. Peter, what was your problem with the mole people?
Where are we? It's like a fantasy.
It's not here.
It's a TV movie.
Peter,
fantasy.
it's not a fantasy because the mole people do exist. We're talking about these homeless people that live underground at Grand Central Station. They exist. What's a fantasy about it?
I don't think. Well, I can't give away to tell you why you're so terribly, horribly wrong.
I am
which is
not
what
wrong.
She really is.
I am not wrong
say,
at all.
If you have to see this movie at all, the thing to do is wait for the video.
Oh.
And then maybe it's sort of worth it on an off night.
No, I think that's where you belong, Peter. That stretcher. It's a great movie.
That's what she said.
And that's what he said.
Still to come on Showbiz Today, birds of a feather flock to home video. And our LA rooftop perch becomes the Cotton Club with James Cotton and Company.
MGM Pictures and Reicher Entertainment present 2 Days in the Valley, a comedy thriller that fatefully intertwines 9 people's lives.
Really?
In 9 ways to 2 Days in the Valley, life imitates art. Find the connections between cast members, and you and a guest could win a week in L.A., taking in Valley hotspots.
This is a nice place to live.
Look for displays at Tower Records Video or in the September 20th issue of Entertainment Weekly.
What are you going to do?
Watch CNN Showbiz Today, weekdays at 5:30 for clues on how to win. And now, question number 5 in 9 ways to 2 Days in the Valley. Which 2 actors are best known for their TV series? Need a clue? If only one of these actors had been faster than a speeding bullet, he'd have avoided sudden death, but not the demise of the show a few seasons later.
Is this how you start your day? It's okay. Need a little pick-me-up? Aw. Look, perfect nutrition is for perfect people. Then we don't know any. That's why there's Boost, the delicious shake that's got 25 vitamins and minerals with carbohydrates and protein instead of caffeine for real energy that lasts. So if your day isn't 100% nutritious, maybe it's time for a Boost. Boost, the perfect snack for imperfect people.
Say, if you like cheese, but not the fat and cholesterol of cheese, please try my delicious Smart Beef fat-free slices. Serve them cold or grill them. Either way, they have a great cheddar taste. Smart Beef. 0 fat, 0 cholesterol, 0 lactose.
What do you see when you see this word? Do you see the disabled as unable? Disabled may mean different than before, but it needn't mean less than before. We offer insurance that helps the disabled remain productive, retain their self-esteem, be different, but not less. Unum, we see farther.
That was great.
Tell me about it.
It was different. It was so dark.
You found that exciting?
Incredible.
They finally did it in the dark. Milky Way dark. It's pure pleasure in the dark.
Saturday on Style with Elsa Clench. From midi skirts to maxi coats, it's the knit that fits for fall. And this season, variety is the spice of life. From Milan's House of Les Copains. Saturday, 10:30 Eastern on CNN.
Robin Williams and Nathan Lane are setting their gaze upon the home video market. The campy comedy they have turned into a $125 million hit makes its debut in video stores this weekend. Dennis Michael checks out The Birdcage and another odd bird of a film.
Don't use that tone to me.
What tone?
That sarcastic, contemptuous tone that means you know everything because you're a man and I know nothing because I'm a woman.
You're not a woman.
Oh, you bastard.
The Birdcage is a remake of that old subtitled favorite, La Cage aux Folles, about a gay couple frantically attempting to keep from sabotaging their straight son's impending marriage. But it seems even older here, as if it were a remake of something like A Midsummer Night's Dream or some equally venerable farce. The only big surprise here is that Nathan Lane continually steals the scenes from Robin Williams. It's fun, but it's a little weary.
I came to see the club, not you.
Well, since we both here, what's happening?
And speaking of weary, you're going to get very weary of Martin Lawrence's oily imitation of a smooth lover in A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, a kind of Fatal Attraction carbon copy, with Lynn Whitfield wasted as the woman scorned. The director should have kept Martin Lawrence from making his character so, let's say, unsympathetic. But since he directed it himself, he has no one else to blame. See you at the rental counter. Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
It's the life and the career of Tony Perkins, and it's about a lifetime that was spent hiding. First hiding his homosexuality, going through all kinds of, changes in his life, and then also hiding his illness at the end, his AIDS.
It was fun going back and reminiscing and knowing what a fabulous, marvelous man that I had been married to, and what a talent. I mean, he's one of the most many-faceted men in the business. I mean, he was a musician, he wrote music, he wrote songs, he was an entertainer in nightclubs, he was a comedian. My father, Brenner, was obviously mostly known for his acting, but before he started acting, he was a director. And when he let go of the directing because of The King and I and because of his increasing popularity as an actor, he held on to the photography, at least that's my interpretation of it, as his passion for being behind the camera and observing people.
Next week on Showbiz Today, Tom Hanks promotes the 4 Wonders of the World. And coming up next, live from our LA penthouse in the sky, James Cotton in concert.
They were 2 brothers with a talent for cooking.
But I get a starter of spaghetti with this, right?
Why? She likes starch. I don't know. Come on.
Who found a recipe for success.
Stay from Asia.
Big Night is the 4-star party of the year.
Is it fun?
Newsweek calls it delicious. An appetite-rousing delight.
Oh, my God.
Like?
It's a night you'll never forget. And one of the very best films of 1996.
Can you believe it?
Big Night, rated R. Now playing at select theaters.
We have to keep some secrets from you.
Really? Get ready.
You've never done that before.
A bombshell is about to hit the valley. The critics agree. 2 Days in the Valley outpost Pulp Fiction.
I'm gonna have to pull the trigger.
A 5-star cast in a 5-star movie.
I like that girl.
Violent, sexy. The 2 best hours you can spend in a theater.
Time's up.
2 Days in the Valley. Rated R. Now playing.
At Jones Market, we work a long, hard day, so I need the strongest hold I can get. That's why I switched adhesives.
Fixident gives you a strong, long hold or your money back, guaranteed.
Nice and crisp.
No other adhesive holds stronger, longer than Fixident, even in the hottest liquids.
I can have chowder for lunch and fresh corn for dinner. Days are hard, but I've got lots of support.
For a strong, long hold or your money back, Fixident and forget it, guaranteed.
This Sunday on National Geographic Explorer, koalas, amazing acrobats, fighting, mating, and living it up in the outback. King Koala, National Geographic Explorer, this Sunday at 7 Eastern, only on TBS Destination Sunday.
Well, it's a hot day in here in Los Angeles, so we're going to give you some hot blues in a minute with James Cotton, the James Cotton Trio. Let me introduce your band members first. We've got Dave Maxwell on piano, and I'm hiding Bob Margolin right here on the guitar. And James Cotton, you've been playing for just a couple of years, haven't you?
A couple of years at least. At least a couple.
You were 9, I'm reading, when you played with Sonny Boy Williamson, and then you spent the 50s and 60s with Muddy Waters.
That's right.
How is the blues really hasn't changed all that much since then, has it?
Well, it has. It's, everything changed, you know. It's modern time now. It's what we used to do, the old blues now. They
jazz it up a little bit, make set of blues at it.
Yeah, but you guys still have a basic sound. You got a piano, a guitar, and a harmonica. Oh, yeah. None of this synthesizer stuff, all that.
And besides that, we have the blues. We got the blues.
What is it about the blues? I mean, you look like a pretty happy guy. What has you singing the blues?
Well, different things make you have the blues. Your woman leave you and won't come back. You got the blues. She leave and come back. She leave and won't come back. You got sad blues. And if she leave and come back, then you got happy blues.
You guys are starting a 20-city tour tonight at the House of Blues. Well, what do you like most? You've been traveling for, what, 50 years?
I like people. I'm crazy about people. I like to see people happy.
What do you think it is about the blues that's so universal?
Feeling. It's a good feeling.
Okay, let's hear some of that feeling. The James Cotton Trio is going to take us out of here. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week on Showbiz Today.
One nation, indivisible. For many Americans, the divisions are too deep. Are we driving a wedge between us and them? Sunday,